As the team wanders back up into the surface where this ordeal all began, you manage to find this location after some searching inside of the mist. With various words given to you again and again, you tried to identify what it was, but it couldn't fully grasp the, I will for now just say ideology of the word's meanings. However, when you found this place, you began to explore and found phantom spirits of the departed once living here. Soon enough, you did find a trapdoor leading to a further place underground, where you fell, half the group fell at least, very far down. With the rest of the team not wanting to leave them behind, you descended further down into the darkness where you could not see anything. With the flickering of light and nothing else around you for about 10 feet, you continued to search until you found each other once more and something in the mist. With not too much of an issue, you were able to more or less be allowed to see what was down there. A giant monstrous creature known as, well, to many of you, an abomination. To Cerberus, I think it was Steve. But you found this creature, and without truly understanding it, it formed a separate entity of itself in the form of a beholder. While none of you truly knew what that meant, it's what Cerberus slash now, it's what Cerberus called it in the language that he comes from. Apparently, it's just called Steve there. But without truly caring for the thing, you decided to more or less ask it what it meant, and offhandedly, it just straight up told you you clearly did not understand what it was trying to do, the advice it tried to give, and ultimately, it was decided that it would no longer try to help. It tried to help so many others, and again, so many others still fail. And continuously, again and again, minus one that finally managed to succeed. And it was theorized that it was the one that Kythal helped pass along. Without truly knowing what that means, or without really knowing how to help anyone else, these wailing phantoms, whatever you may call them, may continue to do what they ultimately have been given to do. Whatever you decide now is entirely up to you. You can go back into the pathways and see if you can't go further up. Maybe find out what that strange beholder abomination thing meant by... Actually, I don't know if any of you remember. If you're not, that's perfectly fine. What the name it gave Scarlet. Or perhaps just truly discern what you understand so far. This is where we start. Cyrus, you were saying?
It gave her a weird name. That's what I remember, and I do believe he made mention in some form that she was in this mountain range.
Yeah.
She also mentioned that we were no match for her.
It, in a vague kind of way, yeah. I'm not saying yes or no, but kinda, yeah.
And I do believe I understand now a bit more what it was he was trying to teach us, which I would actually plan on explaining once we got back up.
All right. As you get back up here after not convincing it that you would understand or have learned the lesson, it's more of, okay, we understand, we don't understand anything. It decided to just let you move forwards. As you climb back up, and as you're more or less held aloft, having the tentacle basically lift the rope that was more or less beamed off. The rest of the way, you managed to climb up with the rope that was left over. As you finally managed to go into this room, go into a room below this room, the rope is thrown out into the area you found before, which is just regular darkness, honestly. You grab the rope, come forwards, find this place once more. Use your spider climbing boots to go along the walls on the roof and then back up here, closing the lid behind you. All the while, as you further and further along this way, you can no longer hear the voices of, well, advice. Whatever you did, well, it stopped the voices at the very least.
Well, that was an experience. It's been a while since I last spoken to a Steve. They're always cryptid as fuck. Anyways, doesn't really matter.
I
Just glad
can't
we
tell you
survived.
I've ever talked to a Steve. It is quite the experience.
Indeed, it is. Man, it's always so frustrating talking to one. Oh, by the way, DM, the reason why I did all that
How
was
many
because
Steves do you know?
hold on a second. DM, the reason why I did all that was because you made mention that there was all sort of fucked up creatures like that in its normal in my old home, so that's why I decided to act like that. By
I
the
mean,
way,
that's what you said in your backstory. So yes.
well, yeah, that's the reason why I decided to act like that.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm not
it's
saying
kind
it's
of
wrong.
hard. It's kind of hard to describe how many Steves I know because they kind of come in and out due to their weird nature. Well,
Go
even
on.
weird for them.
What else do you know about them? Strange Steves.
Uh,
Never seen them before. I'm writing this down.
they are creatures who have weird sort of obsessions at times. And at times their obsessions can become reality. There's one particular Steve loved throwing birthday parties every day, and another Steve hold this weird obsession with something called bottle caps. Not sure why. Another Steve apparently enjoyed playing with chimera manticore looking things and treating them like pets, and
Is
just
that where
loves
you
having
came in?
What's that?
Is that where you came in?
What do you mean?
Never mind. Keep going.
So there's way too many weird things from back home. I'm glad I don't have to deal with it anymore.
That's good. I'm glad we're not where you are. Steve's is kind of weird. I agree. We shouldn't talk with them anymore.
Indeed.
No more Steves for us. Let's go.
Well,
Let's
I'm
get out of
starting
here.
to get more and more understanding of what's weird and not now these days. By the way, now that I have more understanding of our situation, an explanation. Due to Steve's being very different from us, even for me, they have a different common sense. To them, we are the. Remember the comparison I made before about taking a horse to water and trying to make it drink? We know and understand because we can perceive the world in the way that we do. But to Steve, we are the horse, and they perceive the world differently.
Like water. They perceive the world as water, right? I don't think I understand.
They can see where the danger is, where they need the resources of what resource they need. They see where the water is so it can be drunk, and we are the horses that need to be guided to drink said water. To them, it's different in how they
And
perceive
then
danger.
we are drunk horses. Sounds
We are,
good to me.
we are horses
Yeah,
that need to be drunk. But yes, let's leave it at that. Kaithal, the
that's
next
all
thing
right.
I wanted
Listen,
to
I'm
ask
sorry,
you,
what?
Kaithal, the next thing I wanted to ask you was,
Yes.
how did you help that one ghost? Because now that we know better of our situation, I was going to try to start freeing these ghosts from their situation if I'm able to. Can you explain to me in detail what you did?
And I pull out the box, the little box that I use for the sounds, the music. And I play the soothing sounds that I think might feel right in the afterlife. And I play the sound, the whatever the I can't remember what the song was from the very 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 first lady that I helped, but
hmm
it's that song that she sang that I captured in there, so I keep playing that over and over.
A song is played heavily and virtuously. Based on the information you have, you've never really heard this song, Service. It is a nice hummed melody being played off of a various intricate device. While it is sound and it is quite nice and soothing to listen to, that alone might not be the only thing that they did. That being said, though, it is something that would temper a soul. Not magically, just more like get them to calm down.
I thought she was mumbling and that the ghost looked like it was in tears or crying in despair.
The way they
She
were,
was.
you would have this information. They were in a fetal position, basically mumbling to themselves while also crying.
So, where did Kaithel get the song from?
Oh, way back
When,
ago. Do
when
you
we
ask
were in the
Kaithel?
very first village, and we had saved, or we tried to save a lady, but she was gonna die anyway. Tolvin and I went over to the side and tried to help her, but after I realized we couldn't, she was singing a song, and I captured that in the box and played it back as she passed on. So that's where I got that song.
My idea is to try to give a resolution. The reason why yours worked because I think you gave her a resolution she needed to pass on. So
Almost like a
Why it might
bridge
not
to
work
the other
again.
side.
Maybe we should try it again. It doesn't matter like what the ghost was doing, but maybe there's something. Yeah. I think Kaithal's right there, especially since it's his thing and he did it with his abilities.
I just wanted to comfort her in her moment that I found her in, really.
what about the one over here? Do we remember what this one was doing?
I don't know where you pointed. Where'd you point?
I am doing the clicky.
Oh,
making
okay. Found it.
Clicky. He's doing the clicky.
They were more or less sitting down, looking at the sky, somberly just messing with their hands, with prayer beads.
All right, then this is my idea. Kaithel and everyone else, if you wish to give it a try with me, I wanted to try this doing it on a test on one person, just in case. I would like to try. We will first try what Kaithel did, and I will sing in Celestial. And the reason why I say this is because, according to lore, Celestial sounds like, well, basically heavenly choir with the bells and all the heavenly stuff. That it actually has a effect of a sort. It sounds otherworldly and supernatural.
Is that like according to your religion? Like, what do you mean?
No, it's in the book,
What do you mean by
in
that?
D&D 5e book.
Basically, a celestial sounds like singing heavenly music rather than an actual language.
Based on my understanding, when I read it, speaking in Celestial sounds like that. Yeah, it sounds like heavenly chorus, what an actual angel would say in their own language, basically.
Now, as he's doing that, and I'm gonna play the out of the box, play the music along with it, so to harmonize with him or whatever with it.
I think I would have to harmonize with the music.
Well, yeah, that's what I meant. So that there's harmony entwined within each other.
All
So
right.
I will try to sing. He looked like he's praying, so I will sing and try to follow the music, the intention with the music, singing compassion and forgiveness and acceptance and peace and all that good stuff.
Go ahead and roll religion. Just a flat roll. Pretty good. As you begin to more or less commune with the language of the music itself, begin to chime in with your own celestial mannerisms of speaking, communicating, but overall singing in that language, which itself is a rhythmical pattern. As you begin to do so, you can tell that this individual person that is praying to a god that they may not truly worship, you can tell that they are beginning to hear, well, maybe not hear you, but understand the process or the meaning of the words behind it. As you begin to sing a solemn song of hope, joy, and reverence, they seem to understand it in a more methodical way rather than a, I suppose, direct way. As they begin to hear the words, they begin to continue to pray. And they don't clutch forcefully on the beads anymore, but they simply allow them to simply whirl in their palms. When the song ends and the singing concludes, you can tell that they are fading away. And in that fade, you do hear something in that voice. Speak common? Okay. You do hear something in their voice when they transcend from this plane, going back into the loop of reincarnation. You do hear in the howling words. It can be heard in two ways. And they fade away.
I wonder if the howling words referred to what was happening in the fog.
I didn't know you had such a singing voice on you, Severus. You were a choir? You were in choir?
No, actually, it was something me and my mother did.
Oh.
I'd like to actually record you at some point, but alas, we will do that another time.
Sure,
Yeah.
why not? It's something me and my mother did when I was learning baking.
Well, why don't you never baked for us? What are you trying to? What are you saying? I thought you should bake for us then.
Baked bread. I haven't come across a baking oven for a good time now.
That is true.
Come on, that's a lie.
The most things you guys eat are rations and maybe a stew.
You're a liar.
I mean, I might be able to make a donut.
You make me bread, Severus. If you're a baker, I think you should know how to make bread at any place. I'm just saying.
I haven't even come across any flour for almost half a year.
Have you tried? I've never even heard you try. Have you tried?
Is there even any more flour here?
There's flour.
Yeah, is there flour?
Not here, currently.
See, Severus? There is flour. You haven't found... all right.
Actually, there is flour here. It's just moldy at this point.
I meant in this world as it stands.
Oh, yes. It's just not cultivated heavily, so if flour, air quotes, the plant is grown out, it's grown out in the wild just there. No one's currently proactively making it because it takes so much time. Well, not time, but landscape.
Then rice, then, or maybe corn.
Which one are we going to, by the way?
The next two that are close.
By the way, I'm not helping at all. I'm not doing anything helpful.
I assumed as much. So what are these two doing?
As you re-enter into this room,
meditating with my silly little blade here. That's my blade.
As you enter in this room and begin to meditate, Kaylin, you're still fine. You're still a bit grumpy, but you're still fine.
Yep.
As you re-enter in this room meditating, you do see that these two people are talking with each other once again. They are communicating some things here and there that you can't fully understand, but you can tell that their mannerisms suggesting trying to go about their day, their business, as if there's nothing going on.
I tell you guys to hurry up and start singing.
Well, we tried peace and compassion, and I sung in the language celestials because he had the prayer beads. These two seem to be just chatting normally. Do you think I should do a lullaby to make them sleep? Or maybe something upbeat for excitement?
I think do a celestial lullaby. You do that. I wanna hear that. As I'm sitting there I'm stirring my tea and just sitting there. I'm sitting on my invisible servant, so I'm just sitting on doing something invisible. Just
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Kaithal? And
Kaithal, what do you think?
I would say that something more like a lullaby. It seems like maybe they are saying good nights to each other. Although, DM, if I remember right, the one right there, I think you said looked like they were like stressed or something before. Is that right?
And they both
Or
look stressed, but
distressed?
they both look in distress, but their mannerisms are suggesting they're just trying to go through their day. A simple routine. It's not like good night talking. It's more like you. Mm, I'll give the generic context of it. It's they do seem stressed heavily, but they're talking in a way that would suggest they just met up after maybe some cooking or went out and like found each other in the grocery. That type of situation where it's not really talking to try to understand or getting information. It's more like pleasantries to just go through your day.
Okay. And by chance, are they both male, both female, or one of each?
My notes have neither.
Uh,
The blue one's male, the green one's female. Sure.
okay. I don't know if that might have something to do with it too. Pointing that out to Severus as well, that maybe they had a lover's quarrel or something.
What do you think, Tolwyn? Lullaby?
Maybe. I think it's worth a shot. You see, these are acquaintances passing each other in life, but they're not really connected in any way.
Well,
There's nothing meaningful happening here.
beyond the whole group picture thing, right?
Perhaps. You could try something soothing. I'm not quite sure.
Alright, then set up the music and I'll try singing a lullaby.
And I twist the box in a certain way, and music starts to come out.
Hey, Tolan, you want some of this tea?
Sure.
I stand up, and like you see, like the thing, like
Invisible servant gives
yeah.
Tonti. Yeah.
Yeah, and I sit back down.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Cerberus. It's good tea. The invisible servant is quite good and proficient at their skill sets. But as you more or less enjoy yourselves while this is going on, lullaby. Cerberus, go ahead and roll me performance. Disadvantage technically in this one. Oh, nice.
You are not the lullaby type singer. Oh, I guess you are. Never mind. Sing it again.
21 or 17. Both are pretty good.
He's a crooner too. Look at that.
I told you he was good at this. I said it.
As you begin to speak a lullaby, you begin to chime in, sing, just trying to get them to sleep and consciously go down. In a sense, just trying to let them bypass each other. Well, the song and the dance don't seem, well, not dance, but, you know, as the song and the singing do go through a trance, and as they begin to hear, they don't seem to be mitigated in any one way or the other. Rather, it's more of they accidentally go into the melody and begin to just simply understand it or hear it. In a way, just allowing them to de-stress. In a way, just allowing them to go unconscious. Well, this is a different way of doing things. This is a way of doing things. In Cerberus, while you're not sure if this is the way this could have worked out, you are, in fact, knowledgeable that this is working out. As they begin to just listen to the song, they begin to just simply nod off until they not hit the ground, but they lay down to rest. And in both fashions, they do rest. They begin to fade away, and in a language you can hear, common or I'll just wrote with common because it's the one they know as well. In a language you can understand, you do hear them. My raven passes out. You do hear them state in unison. The cries of the mind come from more than one as they fade away.
Well, that was pleasant until they said something really creepy. But
I mean, they all have.
yeah, I know, right? I stand up like, well, this tea's gone cold. Let's get going.
Well,
look at the
how about
time.
the 3 then down here?
Are you guys getting tired? How are you feeling? All this singing is making me feel tired.
You're not the one singing.
But he has to listen to it.
Just sitting here watching you. You wouldn't understand.
There's not really a lot of space in there, Cathal, but okay.
There's enough. It's thematically this small. There's enough room to actually step inside.
Well, I didn't want to try to get into the way of the whole. Now there's not any room for any of us.
Okay, now there's technically not any room.
And now my pants are off. It's gonna, oh god, run!
Wrong room
Cathal,
for that.
do you think Talon might be a little drunk?
What
Always.
was in your teeth?
I didn't tell you. It was my new mushroom blend.
Well, I'd like to have to take some now.
It's really good.
I feel good. Strangely, my eyes are the size of like pancakes. I don't see anything wrong. How do you? Everything's fine.
So he's
Stupid.
doped. Got it.
What?
As
No, I don't know. I'm not. I'm just. I'm just.
yeah, I know.
Best yeah. I'm not really on anything now. But
As Talon is just trying to enjoy himself while he listens to the rest of this team, just trying to get these ghosts away. As you re-enter this room, you can tell that these 3 are speaking like the others, but they're speaking in a different way. They're speaking as if they are trying to understand each other in a sense of not sensibility, but empathy in a way that is not common. Even if you work with someone, even if you're part of a group, it doesn't necessarily say you're as close as everyone else. But these 3 are just trying to get a little bit closer.
How about this time, Cathal? I do camaraderie. I sing about camaraderie.
Ooh, I want a love song.
I was
Love
thinking
song?
maybe the love song would be better for the 2 up top who are fucking.
Maybe they're not really love.
I would have
You
to
like
agree
a-
with him on that.
I thought you had like a. You don't have a fucking song.
Well, there is the one about the.
Well, no, don't tell me. You're gonna spoil it. It's a yes or no question.
Yes, I know a couple.
Oh my god. Okay, let's do the
There's
love
that
song
one-
now, and then we can do
There's
that later.
one
I
from
want to
the-
see the variety.
From the Feywild called Rockin' Boots. We used to sing. It was a very fun song.
I feel like you should sing that one as well. I like it. I want to hear it.
I guess we could try combining the 2 once we get up to the 2 who are fucking.
do one then the other. Just like harmonize with each other. You guys will figure it out.
So, a camaraderie first. Let's see, I'll go ahead and start DM with the music.
All
I'm
right.
just gonna start brewing some more tea.
Oh, well, your unseen server. As your unseen server begins to brew their tea, Kaithal, you begin to try to use the music again. But with the melody this time being played, it is not camaraderie that comes out. The last couple of verses are ones that would fit this song, but with this particular melody, it would not work, or at least not give an effect that would stabilize some sort of song service would give.
I don't know if I have the right sounds. Let me work on this just a minute. If you want to keep trying your song, and I'm going to try to, without losing the woman's song, because that's important to him. He's going to try to tinker with it to get maybe a slightly different tempo out of that. But nothing that would ruin that particular song.
I mean,
And if
Towan
he
also
thinks that
knows it.
It might ruin it.
So
that's
if
true.
it does get
That's true,
ruined, you guys
actually.
have a chance of getting it back.
Can I do
That's true. I forgot that he had it. So yes, I will tinker with my box and try to bring up more of a up-tempo camaraderie, almost like a tavern drinking song,
Mhm.
where it's so.
Could I add in
Anything you want me to roll?
Service, you were saying.
Can I add in hope?
To the melody, or are you trying to give him like inspiration?
The idea here is, I suppose I change my pitch and fluctuation to inspire the sensation of hope.
Oh, okay, to the song is what you meant.
Yes.
Yeah. It still doesn't help out the other song, but it might help out this one. Kaithal, if you have your tinker's tools, you can use those. If you don't have those, you can use blacksmithing tools. If you don't have those,
Oh,
tinker's
There you go.
tools, 19. You begin to shape the song, or at least not the song you're aware of, but you more or less make some modifications where it allows to play 2 songs. The second one, though, will fade away after a couple of days because you're only just more or less bending the metal so 2 songs could be played. But after a while of them being played, the metal will be bent back. So the new song will be lost, but the first one is still there. But the new song will also still be there for at least an hour. So long as you don't keep playing it. So you do have a new melody prepared. I'm going to say Talon probably helped you on that one based off of their performance skills.
that'll work. That in his drunkenness with the pub tavern vibe.
Yeah.
I told you I know good music when I hear it.
He probably
I
helps
just said
you
that
with
you were drunk. I didn't say you knew good music.
the way the notes sing. Alright, Cerberus based off of the new song and thanks to accompanying music. There is no downside to this, but you still need to roll pretty well on this. Go ahead and roll inspiration. That is not a stat. Give me a second.
Can I throw some guidance his way?
You will touch when a creature once before the spell, the target can roll a d4 and add ability check or its choice. You can roll the... Yeah, you can. But yeah, Cerberus, go ahead and roll persuasion. Nice! It's a good thing you don't have disadvantage, or else that'd be a 10 or a 13. As you begin to sing a song of jovialness, I don't need to update my drivers right now. As you begin to... play a song of jovialness, Cerberus begin to play the same melody within your own songs and within your own heart. As it begins to jovially make this place more alive, more attentive to the words being sung, these individuals begin to not take a pep in their step, but definitely begin to work with emotions, definitely begin to understand one another. Maybe not fully, maybe not the way they wanted to, but they begin to hear each other once more. They begin to see one another, how they were, and what happened before this day was to come. This was a moment in time where they wanted to just understand each other before they maybe could not. And this song gave them a little bit of a hope, some connection to what they were trying to do. And slowly they begin to fade away. As they begin to continue conversing, in between the music and in the sounds, you do hear them state this. You do begin to hear them state this. Within the mist, the children came, and now they continue to hunt. As they fade away. They're not moving, I just need to get them away into the GM layer.
Yeah.
And they're gone.
I give Kaithal some tea.
I definitely take some tea and I hold it up. Severus, I want to commend you on your awareness to the spiritual aura. I really have never seen anything like it, and I am quite taken aback by it.
Ah, thank you. I have to admit, I had a bit of stage fright a little bit there, and it's
Well,
been a
you did
while.
hit an off key once, but it did not make a difference. There. I just really do think that you have a general touch to this realm, and it is quite inspiring. You are doing good work, my friend.
Ah, thanks. Can I have some tea too? My throat's a little getting a little tight there.
You
And
see,
you see my fingers make a little like little wiggle sign, like the pot like lifts up, like with a little cup like appears out of like a sack, and like floats over to you, or whatever, and like pour some tea.
Thank you there, Mr. Servant.
Yeah, he likes to be called that.
he doesn't have a name.
So, for the two who are fucking, Kaithal, can you give me like maybe a few lyrics or a few of its beats so I can translate it?
Can you give me
While you technically can
Yes.
do this outside of the room, the service decides to look. I'm just kidding. It's honestly hard to tell if the intent to have their adult time is there, although hard to tell with, phantoms.
Well, based upon your description, these two are apparently fucking by their own desire. I assume.
They are.
That's usually how it works, buddy.
Well, I'm not sure if one is being propositioned in one form or another. So if I'm going to make this music sound right, I need to understand a little bit of the context.
From what you can tell, it is wild. It is animalistic. It's not romance. It's more, hey, so we have
Is it
one more day
ritual?
to live.
Oh,
I see. So it's like that one thing from that old movie with the cube, and how those two teens apparently fucked themselves until dehydration got and killed them. It was a weird movie.
Maybe not that far. But general feeling of that, yeah.
It was a weird movie. All right. Okay, I think I get it. Should we, Kaithal, do you think the music should be like not so much as aggressive, but like a hunting sort of anticipation, like the moment right before the climax?
Ooh, wait, I have an idea. I have an idea.
What?
I'm kind of scared.
Do you want to add a third one in?
No, I think maybe I might be able to handle this. I have an idea. This might work. Let's see. Hold on. If I thought DM that if I could have them feel like they had like release, would they go away? What I think?
Maybe.
Do they have a chance? Yeah. Okay. I mean, I'm just trying to be nice, right?
It's just trying to get two ghosts off, basically.
I'm gonna cast suggestion at the 3rd level to get both of them, and I'm going to tell them both to release, or something maybe a little more controversial. I don't know. Like busting up, baby. I don't know. I'm just kidding. But
as you try to get them to fail NNN, I want to now make them, what was it, wisdom?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Like they should have disadvantage, so they're a little busy. They don't even know I'm here.
Yeah, they don't have disadvantage, but they don't have any type of advantage either. And that's a 3.
Yay.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're the one like one
And it's a
leaves,
4.
one doesn't.
Nah.
Oh no.
Even with their modifiers, they both fail. So our service is there. You begin to go out the door as things begin to be more constructive. You close the door and you do hear a wailing on the other end. And before you open the door, you do hear something not screamed out, but like the others, a very creepy message. It's a weird way of not at all what I thought you guys were going to do, but it's an interesting way of this one. You do hear the message being rung out. As they fade away, you presume, and eventually we'll open the door and see that they're gone. You do hear the message. Common, Elven, Huff. I'll just do it common. You do hear the message. The flaring of the mind will bring about more. As they fade away. Like, a few seconds after that, you open the door and they are both gone from that room.
Wow, it worked.
Yeah, I actually didn't think it was gonna. I mean, like, yeah, of course it worked.
Well, as Severus has a very good connection to the spiritual plane, I say that you have a connection with a different type of plane, maybe, Talon. Keep that up, big guy.
The plane of the fuck.
Yep, pretty much. That's what we call it.
All right.
Right,
In the last room, you just see two people sleeping. Nothing's going on. They're just sleeping.
Well, I'm not
What
sure
about them?
doing a lullaby would do anything.
yeah, they can sleep more. Sleep more.
Do they look like their face is scrunching, like they're having a nightmare?
So,
Roll insight, any one of you.
Investigate them. Help me, Severus. Or help me, Kayatha.
I'm not helping anybody. Tolwyn.
Towan to the
It's all
rest.
Tolwyn. Save the day.
As you begin to try to investigate what that means and what everything is trying to be heard. Yeah, Towan. Just so. None of you seem to understand what exactly is going on here. While you can tell that something is definitely going on here, it's not fully clear to most of you. Sorry, I just got confused. I got a message that apparently Canada defeated Mexico. Not important. World Cup.
Canada defeated Mexico, really?
Apparently.
I'm not Super World Cup, but that's pretty awesome. I'm gonna check that out. Anyway, go ahead.
Interesting though. As the team, sorry, wrong game. As the group begins to look at these two, no one can really understand what they mean, except for one of you, Tolwyn. As you investigate these two or just look at them, you can tell that they're not having a bad dream. Rather, they're trying to dream, trying to just deassociate from the situation at hand. It is that kind of thing when children accidentally doing something bad or know something bad is about to happen, and they can't really formulate anything. So rather than to deal with it, they go to sleep and just try to hope that whatever happens passes when they wake up.
Seems reasonable. My immediate reaction in real life when something is too stressful is to go have a nap. So.
Same.
Uh,
Based this off of when I accidentally broke a moving
Yeah.
glass picture and then immediately hid under my bed and fell asleep when I was 7?
Yep. Maybe we need to wake them up and force them to face their situation.
I thought we were
Loud
trying-
music.
we were trying to give them peace.
Well, it's not just peace always, though. Sometimes
Peace of
acceptance
mind?
is required.
Like peace of mind.
Potentially.
That you
But-
understand what you're seeing.
These two, I believe, are attempting to aid from their situation. They need to most likely confront it and accept it.
So maybe a song of courage.
Ooh. I start messing around with the box to maybe put something together.
Don't mess
If-
with your box too much, man. I don't want you
Oh.
to ruin the original song.
That is true. That is true.
You can put the original song back, and we can try using that. And I would sing a song of courage that slowly builds up to an explosive climax.
Okay. I think maybe that could have been with the last two, but okay, these two might
Well,
work with an explosive climax as well.
I think the last two was more of a sort of hunt kind of thing I was going for, rather than an explosive climax, which is what I'm trying to do for these two. Because right now
Right,
they're
so I-
like courage, while the other two were already on the finish line and just hadn't been able to get across it. These two haven't even started, which is what I'm trying to get them to do, is to start.
Understandable. And so I play the box, the original music from the original
Yeah.
original artist.
You temper the metal down to make sure the first song could be played, allowing it to be played once more. Remember, I'm going to make you roll. You rolled pretty well last time, so you just temper it down, losing the second song, but keeping the first. Again, not the way I thought you would do this one, but it is a way.
How did you think we were going to do the one with the fucking?
Well, I suppose that is my secret to bear. I'm not telling you. But
Like slime.
That's the end privilege.
that being said, though, go ahead and roll persuasion.
Can I have another D4?
Whatever the Kythal, I can't give. Well, I technically can give
you
you them,
can
but I'm not
have-
giving you them.
You can have another D4, my friend.
Right. As you begin to play the melody, get them to try to wake up after a small little lullaby, more like an alarm in this case. Begin to slowly keep it down and begin to rise and rise until you dramatically begin to play, or at least begin to sing. However, the temperance of the song and the temperance of your own voice don't seem to mold well, and that was the entire point. You just try to dramatically have a start to things so they can start, but surprisingly enough, they sleep through the entire percussion. While they continue to sleep and doze, you can tell that it was relatively close, but just not quite there.
I take another sip of tea. Whew. I don't think I got that
Yeah.
one quite right. Maybe courage is the one I should be looking for.
Now, do you think we need to try to soothe them within their dream?
Well, based off of
Well-
the stuff you already have, it's possible. Another way of thinking about it is Toad might have been correct on just waking them up. While the alarm song didn't fully work, it's not to say it wasn't a good idea. It's just to say it wasn't quite there. It could have potentially worked, though. But it's entirely up to you on how you, in a way, wake someone up. There's more ways than one.
Oh, we can't shake them.
No, but if anybody can play Reveille. I'm trying to think of a way to.
Well, I should probably describe this a little bit better. By sleeping, I do mean they are covered, like laying on the bed. They are actively sleeping.
I guess I reach out and try to take off one of their covers.
You do so. They are more or less squirming, as if trying to rise, but not fully there.
Break the beds.
Make them?
Break them.
I guess I'll try taking the bed away from one of them.
All right. Roll me a athletics. DC to beat. It's not that hard. Yeah, 17 will do it. Using your strength to go underneath one of them and grab onto the bed. Well, I did picture this being a framed bed. It's not to say they wouldn't have a cot instead. You just yank it from under them and they more or less tumble in the air for a little bit until they hit the ground. They begin to rise, and in that instance, they do say something, but you only catch a glance of the message. They do wake up and immediately begin to fade away, so when they do, you do try to hone in, and you do hear the words, in a start, in a shalt, not shalt, in a starking shock. I'll give you this part. Comment, that's fine. She will come. And they fade away. I'm going to say you do it to the north person.
I do the same thing.
Oh, and a shocking start was my description of them saying it. The only message you received was she will come.
I mean, I already helped them with that.
Wrong room, Talon.
I know. I'm talking about that ghost is referring to the other room, right?
I don't believe so.
I will do the same for the one in the south.
All right. Again, not a way I thought you would do this, but another strength pull. Not persuasion, athletics. Yeah. Even ruder than before, you push them awake after just releasing them from their beds. They hit the ground, and in another shock, they wake up. And in that shock, you do hear the rest of the message. You believe. Because they don't, begin with the first part, but it's out of game. The entire message. So before they say something, you hear in your mind, and then the ghost itself will finish the sentence, so you get this entire thing. She will come when the rest come. When the song is done. When the eyes are met red. She will find you when you wake up. She will come when the rest is done. When the song ends, when your eyes turns red. And she will find you when you wake up. Yeah, close enough. You have all the words there. And they
Thank
fade
you.
away.
That doesn't sound good.
No, it does not.
It does not sound good.
You don't hear the voice of the Steve Beholder. We're going to go with Beholder, so you don't need to call it Steve. In this world's common, it is Beholder. In Cerberus's world, it's Steve. Neither here or there. You don't hear of Beholder's voice anymore, but yeah, you don't see like any reverence of something being given to you, no treasures of the sort. You just were given a lot of cryptic words that might mean a lot of things or it might mean nothing. Out of game, I thought you would just abandon these ghosts. Like after last session. But you do and can tell that they are released from this current coil and toil and return back to where they started, into the reincarnation cycle of this world, since no soul can leave it. At least not yet.
Phew, man, that was a lot. Okay, so what would you suggest we do now?
I mean, yeah, I'm pretty famished after watching you guys do all that. I'll be honest, I am hungry.
I think perhaps this might be a relatively safe place to make camp for the night.
Above the head of a Steve.
Well, it doesn't
So-called-
seem particularly interested in us.
Well, I don't want to go in the room on the right, that's for sure.
It, will you put this? In its hubris, it sees us as less than it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that.
we are just bugs in its path. It may as well step on us as to pass us by. It just decided to not step on us.
In its estimation, yes. Its very flawed estimation.
How about down here in the south?
Oh, okay.
Oh, are we leaving or are we staying here?
Oh, I just made a map in the... Sorry, I just made a tent in the middle of the room. That's fine. You go here.
No, I was going to go to the bigger space.
Okay, you go here.
All right.
This was just
And,
bigger.
I I can't remember. I think I cast detect magic, or was it something? What was it? Somebody was checking to see whether or not there was any magic in with all those coins, I think, and they didn't find any. I can't remember now.
Someone did check
was
that.
Galen.
No magical residue was active.
Right. So as far as we know, there's no magic or curse on that coinage there. It could prove useful to those of you who
Well,
care about such things.
as far as you're aware of Tolwyn, curses don't really resemble magical property. I mean, you could be right, but I wouldn't say Tolwyn's. Well, let me ask you: is Tolwyn more or less knowledgeable on curses?
Only druidic ones,
And
probably not even very much so then.
Yeah, that's fair. You didn't
There's
sense
the
anything.
There is the spell Bestow Curse.
I don't know much about curses, but I mean, you guys haven't been able to detect anything. This place has been sealed and seemed to be formerly a mercenary or bandit area.
Also, Kythal did already touch the gold, so if there is a curse, well, then it hasn't affected yet.
No, it's true. I did touch it
Touched
twice.
it twice.
I mean,
How do you-
I don't really need any, but if I understand that those of you who spend more time in towns and cities find it useful.
Before we do anything, I'm gonna have my familiar go pick up a gold piece and fly out of here and see if anything happens to it.
All right. After resummoning your
Alright.
familiar, down there, and now it's back up again. It goes over toward the gold, grabs a gold piece, and begins to head towards the door. You remove the bar, and you put like the door to the side. So yeah, I can just go out just fine. Just jettisoning it out into the sky. It flies for a bit, but nothing seems to happen. But in a second, you do hear it. Well, you do feel it do something. Are you piercing? Are you looking through its eyes, or are you just seeing if it'll come back after a few seconds?
I'm looking through its eyes. I mean, I'm communicating with it. I'll look through its eyes, but it only has 1 HP, so if anything happens to it, it just dies.
Talon, go ahead and roll for me. Intelligence save for your bird.
Okay. Well, let's go roll a d20, and it's gonna be a -2. There we go. That's a 10.
That's okay. That's okay. As your brigand,
owls actually have a 10, but the familiar at least has a 6. But I
Yeah.
think it does actually have a 10. But I don't know. That's fine. Math is good.
as your bird flies up into the air, you can tell that the gold itself was not acting, or at least reacting on your behalf. But when it began to look around, the fog itself wasn't going away, but it did look a little bit thinner for one reason or another. And when it pierced around, it began to see other moving shadows. But before it could react or get any closer to them, before the fog fully covered them, you saw something, or rather you felt something in the bird's mind being crushed. The coin, not cursed, or at least will allow you to leave with it from this cave system. I'm not saying it's not cursed. I'm also saying it's also cursed. Neither of those apply. The gold itself did nothing. Whatever that thing is in the shadows, though, or in the fog, crushed your bird's mind, and it just evaporated back to where it came from.
I just I fall down, God damn it. There's something out there. Fucking killed my familiar. I don't know what it was. It was in the shadows, so I was looking around.
I'm sitting here talking and I'm on mute. Did you get a chance? Did you see what it was? Do you know how far out of the main entrance this thing was?
Yeah, it was at how far was it?
It was maybe 60 feet away from the main entrance, close enough
Yeah, that's
where
fine.
you could see the shadows, but not so close you could distinctly tell what they were. However, you could tell there was a multitude of them, ranging around maybe, looking at map, looking around at maybe 8 of them, 8, 9, hard to tell.
Okay. All right.
And
So,
was there
there's
only
some-
one way in and out of this cave system
As far as you're aware of,
that we know of?
you could explore the secondary layer of this area, but that's, well, you do have torches, but as long as you don't fall inside the third layer where the beholder is, you should be fine. You might find another way out. It's not as if they're like sentryed there. It's more as if they didn't expect. Well, I'm going to say Talon understands this. Talon studied up military work. It's not as if they were sentry there. It's more as if they didn't expect your bird to see them as they were moving about, and they reacted on instinct rather than actively showing any malice.
we just murdered a bird.
You just murdered a bird,
Rude.
which does mean that
Don't tell
they
me
are
you
aware
wouldn't
of you
murder a bird.
here,
That bird was cute. Okay.
but they're not actively trying to attack you or hunt you down. It's more of
You know that they're.
they know you're here,
barbarians.
but they're not getting any closer.
Just in
Barbarian.
case I am setting the rock by the door or as close to the door as possible, so he will be the first thing they encounter if they do come in here.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna make a little brazier and spend 10 minutes here while we're talking. Start summoning my familiar man.
Sometime later, your bird returns.
Crying. But I'm sitting on my, other guy. Crying.
As you're waiting, panicked more or less, looking at the entrance, nothing ever attacks you. Nothing comes closer, and you're a hound, Kythal, never calls out for your immediate attention. Are you taking a short or long rest?
Preparing for a long rest, I believe.
Yeah,
we
that's
we're
what I would
good.
say.
All right. Is there
Let's go
anything you
get those
do
guys.
before you actually crash for the night?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like we should go confront those guys. You guys want to let them come in here and get us? They're out there. Really see. Maybe bait them in here by attacking them and then running back in here.
Possible.
No, they have the advantage.
In here, it's
Yeah.
about even playing field. No miss, so can totally see them.
We can bait them in here. We know they're out there now. All we have to do is just like poke our little heads out and be like, "Pow!" Like, come, like, "Oh no, there's too many, run away!" And then they'll come after us, maybe.
And we would definitely control how many were coming at us if we were in these tunnels.
There are several issues with that particular plan. What is actually stopping them from coming in right now?
Maybe we're awake.
Maybe the thing below us?
The problem here is that I don't think they're going to come in even if we try baiting them. They're going to wait for us out there.
That may be true. Then we know we can rest with peace, don't we?
And the fog is also an issue since it seems to have some kind of property that makes it hard for us to move in a direction that we want to. If we get too far from the entrance, we may not be able to find it again.
Well, we can tie ropes to each other. We're not going that far. 20, 30 feet out. They're 60 feet out there. We keep trying to bait them in. And like you said, they may not come in there. And if you're right, that'd be great, because then we can sleep here without worrying about them coming to get us. That's what I'm worried about.
I'd be willing to give it a try if you guys can hold the rope.
Yeah, we'll tie it to something in here. I'll go with you.
Very well. I will armor up and go forward while tied up.
All right.
And I will send Durak out with them while I hold the rope back here.
All right.
I have my familiar. Just kind of sit back. I don't want to get murdered again for now.
Yeah. As you, Cerberus, and the Rock head out, tied together and having Tolwyn and Kaithal hold one end of the rope, you do extend it as far as you can, which is 50 feet out. Well, 45 feet out. You need to tug onto something. Both of you do look around, and Talon, since you know the general direction thanks to your bird sacrifice, you can tell that they are more or less northeast bound. You do see something there that is not moving, or rather you do see something that suggests that the fog is lapping it. So whatever it was that attacked your bird is still there. They're just not actively moving towards you, away from you. They're just simply hunkered down. You also see more or less four others there.
Does it look? Is it like humanoid?
It's vaguely humanoid. They stand at maybe 5 to 6 feet. It's hard to tell in the fog, but it overlaps them, suggesting that height.
How close are they together?
Some of them are like, well, I'll just give you a general distinction. You can only tell that there are 4 of them currently there. There might be more, it's hard to tell. 2 of them are clumped together within the radius of 10 feet from each other. Another one is 20 feet away from that group. And one of them is the closest one you can see.
Okay. They're just kind of standing there? Are they moving around?
No, they're just there. Hard to tell if they're talking to each other. They're just there.
So it's dead silent right now.
No one is communicating. I'll just do this.
I look at Severus like, before we start the show, should we call out to them? Maybe you could sing them a sweet lullaby. And I wink at him.
The red dots outside are vaguely a suggestion of where they're standing. They're further away from this, but that's the general length of where each one is at that you can currently see.
I try speaking out in Celestial for their attention.
Oh yeah. How far do we have to go out? You said, how far do we go out? Do we go out?
You extended yourselves out for 45 feet, since a rope is 50 feet, and Kaithal and Tolwyn need to grab onto something. So 5 feet of grabbing on rope and 45 feet out. Again, they are further away than this. It's just you're this far away.
Okay, got it. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. We're like right next to them. That's not good. Roll, Reggie.
Yeah.
Okay.
I try speaking out in Celestial to get their attention and ask them, who are they? Why are they here?
They don't respond.
I tried the same in Common.
They don't respond.
I say, hey, Kaithal. Actually, Kaithal, can you hear through Durak's ears?
No, I cannot.
Okay.
You can scoot back.
I just like Kaithal. Send Derek over there and see if they attack him again. If they do, we might have to deal with this before we get out of here. No matter if they're intentionally hostile or not. And if he gets closer, I will release a spell on them. Should they do it?
He's gonna just keep going out.
All right. How
Metal
close,
puppets
or do
sniffing
you
around.
just say they go out until they can potentially see the person or thing?
Yeah, they're gonna go out until they can actually see something, or until they get called back.
Okay. Can you see through your construct's eyes? I don't believe so, but
No,
I could be wrong.
no, I cannot.
Okay.
No, I cannot.
Huh. How do I play this?
If he gets damaged, it is only a construct, so it can be rebuilt, and it can be ended with mending spell. It's basically the healing spell for it, but
And he doesn't have only 1 HP.
no, he's got 30 as of right now.
Okay. Roll for me your hound's intelligence save.
Intelligence save, which is a -3. Oh,
Oh,
wow.
but natural 20 though.
Okay.
As your hound gets more or less within the scope of 10 feet, where the area does become visible, you can tell that this thing is actively looking at your hound, or at least the other people that are actually looking can tell that the eye line of one of them does shift straight towards your hound. And when they get close enough where the fog is no longer abiding the visibility factor, your hound is immediately hurt heavily. They don't die, and they only take 10 points of damage. But they do howl out in pain. Does it continue forwards, or does it wind back up?
No, I'm going to have retreat, or it'll start to come back and stop before it gets to Talon and Severus, as a way of being like, back up and I'll be your barrier. It's basically going to stay in between the bad guys and the good guys.
Okay.
Until the good guys are back inside.
All right.
If that's what they decide to do.
Mm-hmm. As the rock gets closer to the rest of you, or at least the rest of your group, you can tell that there's no marks or indication of stabbing, slashing, piercing damage. It's more as if the metal itself got bent into itself.
Ah. Technically, you guys are seeing this, not me. So,
I don't know, Severs. I feel like these things aren't going to let us out of here without being mean. So, start singing. It's our last chance for violence. Lullaby them.
I take out my crossbow and try shooting.
Go
shoot
ahead
them?
and shoot with disadvantage.
Thanks for the heads up, donk.
15. Nice. You take your crossbow out, and it sinks. Go ahead and do damage. Straight into the creature. It doesn't seem to move one way or the other. So you deadlock hit the thing. You can tell that it got hit. You do hear a thunk, but you don't see or hear this thing cry out in agony. But you did manage to make this thing a fish cushion. Darn it. Words today. A pin cushion. So it did hit the thing. It definitely did take the damage, but overall you can't really discern what this thing is. You just hit it. It doesn't say anything, and it doesn't get closer.
I guess we'll see what happens here. But as that happens, I will cast a wee spell. Cast that spell, and I'll send at the two closest, or 5 feet together. I'll send 2 of the meteors over there, and they need to make a dex save.
All right.
You know, I just use command.
Only works for 6 seconds.
Dex
Nice.
save.
Okay,
Plus 1.
DC 14.
So one of them did pass, for sure.
Okay, so
You
19
shoot out
right
a
now.
few meters into the area of the ones that are close to each other, or like the singular ones. Yeah.
because it explodes, so it'll hit both of them.
Shooting out 2 meteors into the area, it jettisons into the main factor, and it explodes in the area. While one of them does take the full effect in full force, one of them does not take all of it, but it does take a good amount of damage. As the flames ruptures in the area, it does give a general vague shadow or silhouette of the creature, a little bit more distinct than just simple fog and thing inside. When the flame erupts and thunders in about, you do see the silhouette form into a humanoid shape. The 2 silhouettes form into humanoid shapes, but you see more or less what it looks like to you. 6 hands 4 hands currently flying in the air as if in pain, but doesn't say anything. and 2 currently just extended out. At least that's what it appears like.
Severus Divine Sense.
I'll use Divine Sense.
Okay.
What
You
do you
detect
see?
no Fey, Fiend, or Celestial. Or Undead.
Undead. No.
However, I want everyone to go ahead and roll initiative.
Yeah, we're gonna have to kill these things right now. But yeah, also I'm blade singing too with my spell here. I'm dancing. I'm dancing. I'm gonna dance out of here. See you later.
I didn't put myself into the mix, did I?
There we go.
You heard
I have to hit. I forgot. I have to hit turn order, right? Or do I have to hit myself and then hit?
You have to just click on your little icon. and then
I gotcha.
Okay, you got me. It was a 10.
Initiative turn.
There you go.
Okay. For now, I guess I'll just use silhouette tokens. Da, 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 da. I'm gonna say only 3 move forward since you've only attacked 3. Or actively attacked 3. And as these scenes get closer, or at least you feel like they're getting closer, 3 of them are actively near you, and you can tell they're more shaped in a humanoid form. The 4th one that you have yet to, I would say, attack or draw too close to, draw nearer until you are able to attack them a little bit more easier. 15 modifier is probably lower than Tolan, so I'm going to make it 14. That's a 7. And that is a 13. Okay. As erupting flames begin to jettison in the area, Tolwyn and Kaithal, you can tell maybe something happened outside. And maybe you should check it out.
I believe we need to go help our friends.
Yes.
Talon, you're up first.
So you said I believe those guys are moving closer to us.
They definitely got close enough that, well, they are within active fighting range.
Do they look any different? Do they look alive?
Their detailed forms a little bit more there, but unless you get between 5 feet, well, not 5 feet, 10 feet of them, they can't really be seen clearly.
Okay. Well.
Any current long-range attacks minus AoE spells do have disadvantage.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna blast them again. So dex save, please.
Okay.
There. Nice. Jesus.
The 2 close ones?
Yep.
All right. Yeah. So one of them does save again. It's the same one that keeps saving. But the other one does take a good amount of damage. You can tell that they're heavily hurt, and a couple of blows like that will bring them down. But the other one to the side that just seems to miss most of the ricocheted explosion is... It looks like they're moving towards you, but you don't see their feet moving around. It's more like they're moving towards you, which doesn't define anything better, but it does describe it a little bit better, even though it doesn't. Talon, anything else?
My bonus action to do that. And then I will is that combination? Okay, I will cast another spell. Why not? Oh, cast that spell right there on the one who's starting to move now, who I haven't hurt yet, all by himself.
It would be that guy.
Yeah, I'll slow him down a little.
All right.
DC 14.
What's the range on this? 30 feet?
I don't know. DC 14 in there. I think it's 60 feet. Hold on, let me look. I put the spell in there.
The creature must be within 30 feet of you for each when you target them.
Oh yeah. Well then,
Uh,
never mind.
At higher levels,
We're
when
not
you
close enough.
cast this spell using a spell slot of 3rd level or higher, you can target one additional creature. So it might be further than that for each
Yeah, it's
slot
90
level
feet.
above
It's
2nd.
It's range 90 feet.
Okay, so you can easily do it. But if you try to target a secondary creature, it needs to be 30 feet
It has
within
to be
those
30
ranges.
feet. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They have to be within 30 feet of each other. But yeah, I can only target one with that spell. So
Yeah.
I just blast it for 9 damage. Or
Intelligence
I don't
save.
know.
All right. So it still takes half damage, but as you blast this thing with your psychic whip, it does lash out and does take a good amount of damage, but not everything. Whatever this thing is, it's very intelligent. Or got lucky.
See that? Yeah, holy cow. But also, yeah, it only takes a little bit of damage. I said nothing else happens. Okay.
Unfortunately, it did pass.
I'm like, Severus, are we leaving? Or are we staying?
Take 10 steps back.
I think
After
we should.
your shot.
I think we should go.
That was what I was thinking.
I just don't want to leave you here by yourself. Can I guess. Oh, okay, I'll just move back. Come back when you're ready. I think they're coming. I'll keep my owl like flying around here to like to see if they're still coming. But I guess like try and like hide it. I guess I'll fly up like on the rocks over here. Ooh, like over here. So like sit there and watch them, see if they're still gonna keep coming in. But it's gonna try and hide. It's got stealth up there.
Yeah, go ahead and roll for your bird stealth.
Yeah, it says a +2 to Dex. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that
baby.
bird hunched down behind a rock, currently like piercing through. It ain't getting caught anytime soon.
The Great Owl Ninja.
Tolwyn. You see your companion just run back into the room.
Right. Okay.
You heard explosions outside, so they were attacking something.
Yeah.
Bad things out there. I tell them like briefly, like bad things out there. They tried to hurt Kaithel's puppy, and so I blew them up, and now I'm here.
Half of that was a lie, but I'm not gonna make you roll deception.
Right. Okay. 1 sec here. I'm gonna cast Call Lightning. Oops. Okay, so I need to pick a point in the air where Storm Cloud could appear. Blah blah blah.
You do technically have to be outside, but I guess you could put it right outside the cave.
Yeah, I think I have to be underneath it, so I will first move to the mouth. I can move 30 feet, so move to here, so I can kind of like peek out and see above.
You
And
peek out, see above, and you can see 3 distinct creatures, humanoid in form, heading towards you. For whatever reason.
all right. So I'm going to. Yeah, so it's a 60-foot radius. So I basically a huge cloud.
Yeah, a giant storm of thunder erupts into the air. Although no one can see it, Tolwyn, you can sense it. It's kind of hard to see a cloud within fog.
Yeah. And Hey, I'm gonna do it when I cast a spell. So I will choose the point directly between those two that are close together. So they'll both need to make dexterity saving throws, DC 16, to try and take half of the 22 damage I rolled there.
All right, going for the closest once again. Storm rupturing in the air. No, I'm not going to do that. It does say in the spell description, the spell fails if you can't see a point in the air where the storm cloud could appear. Technically, you can't see it, but I'm not going to do that to you.
I mean, it can be like within the 10 feet that I can see.
Yeah. So it's like 10 feet above you.
Yeah, just the mist gets thicker and darker.
And then it moves forwards into the sky so you can actually cast it. As a storming thunder just erupts in the area, DC to beat 16. Dex save, right?
Yes, DC 16. Yep.
All right, no bonuses to that, minus its own one. So, the one that kept getting hit and hit again and again just didn't want to get hit anymore and got a natural 20. And the other one, plus one, did succeed as well, but they still take half damage, I believe.
Yep, so 11 lightning damage each.
All right. You can tell that the one that's been getting hit, marked by the red dot, is closer to death, or you believe it's closer to death. That it does stumble, or it does more or less bend down as if in pain. It's hard to describe something you can't see, but it does seem to bend down as if you are close to killing this thing.
Cool. That's the end of my turn.
All right. As the one more or less that attacked the hound moves forwards, and it gets about 20 feet until it can see more or less the dog once more. But it can also, more or less, you feel, can sense where the attacks came from. As its body shifts towards Cerberus or Tolwyn, it's hard to tell, in the fog. Yeah, it only can hit all of you. Minus the bird. Tolwyn, Cerberus, and the Rock all go ahead and give me intelligence saving throws.
For me.
Nice.
I assume at some point Kaithal's going to do something for his dog to bring it out from wherever it is.
On their turn.
What do you mean bring it out?
It's outside still.
Oh, right. And bring it into the... I see what you're saying.
Bring it out from danger. Yeah. As the strange wave of energy begins to emit in the area, you don't see it, or at least you don't visibly see it casting spells, but you do feel like your mind is rupturing and shattering. Cerberus, you withhold your form, you keep yourself strong, but Tolwyn isn't so lucky. And ironically enough, Darok, it takes it like a champ. Cerberus and Darok, you both take half the damage, so it's only 11 points of psychic damage. If you can reduce that, you're more than welcome to. However, Tolwyn, you just get hit by this weird effect. You get hit for the total of 22 damage, and you are stunned for 1 minute. You can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns, ending the effect if you succeed.
Okay.
Based off of the rolls you've already seen, probably DC to beat is 15. But that hurt. The next creature that is more or less there begins to move forwards. Now able to see Darok, it stops for a bit, but does notice Cerberus, Tolwyn. You believe by the basis of the other one that could more or less sense you, maybe not see you. It's kind of hard to tell inside the fog. You don't try to do this since it doesn't understand. Yeah, don't try to do this. It's only moved 20 feet, so it can get to Darok quite easily. This creature, whatever it is, moves, doesn't step, but moves straight towards Darok. And you feel, well, Cerberus, as it gets closer, you can feel, or at least guess, more of its detailed form. And those weird 4 waving hands, strangely enough, go in for maybe punches. It's hard to describe. As the other 2 begin to more or less grapple the thing. Attack plus modifier. I'm assuming 11 doesn't hit the rock.
And 11 does not hit the rock.
Okay, cool. This thing does not have multi-attack, so that is fine. It goes in for an attack, and thankfully enough, the rock is able to move and evade from it. As these 6 hands just jitter around. Python. You do hear your hound just not crying in pain, but actively fighting.
Right. I move my 30 feet forward. I am going to... Let me look at something really quick. I don't think it will give him extra hit points. But... I am going to cast Enlarge Reduce on Durak. So he is now a large creature, almost like when Tolwyn becomes a direwolf.
Mm-hmm.
And the attacks against him take 1d4, or is it 1d4 less damage, I think is what it is. The target's weapon also shrink. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's something else. Either way, his size doubles, and I don't know if that really helped or not, but maybe it'll help scare something away. I don't know. Giant metal wolf in front of him suddenly.
Oh,
And
roll
if nothing else,
intimidation.
it might. Oh, okay, cool. I'll do that. Durak, where is your intimidation? Intimidation. No. It's all
It definitely
grr.
presents itself as bigger, but that's not necessarily meaning it's scarier. It's just a bigger target, maybe.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. That was my action. So my bonus action is going to have Durak actually attack.
All right. This thing is within 5 feet of it, so it can easily attack without disadvantage. So 23 does hit. As your hound bites forcefully into it, rendering it for 8 points of damage, and it sinks its teeth in and rips a good chunk off.
Right. That will end my turn.
All right.
As I double check to make sure. Oh, hold on a second. The target's attack. So, it would do an extra D4 of damage. I'm sorry. So, extra D4 of damage. There we go.
The description is still the same, just a little bit harder.
Yeah.
All right. Is that it? Python.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. As the one most heavily hurt, it's still gonna try to attack, but it will try to. It moves most of its speed to get here. That length is 10 feet. I'm gonna say, Tolwyn, go ahead and roll a perception check, because it is being blocked a little bit. As this thing comes closer to you, you can tell it has some, as the fog moves away as well. It's still hard to see what this thing is, but you do see some metallic parts here and there. Some robe-like, not device, but clothing adorned by it. And you swear you saw a glimpse of what appeared to be... I suppose the best way you could currently describe it as would be frostbite skin.
Gotcha.
All right. Unfortunately, that's an entire turn because it had to get that close. Cerberus.
I try going back. Do I notice Tolwyn having gone paralyzed?
No. You can see Tolwyn now. You see Tolwyn's frozen in place, but you can't discern currently. I'm going to say forget it. Yeah, you can tell that he's frozen in place. You're not sure why. It could be a magical effect. It could be something else, but he is not moving away.
I try dragging him back.
That will reduce your speed to half, but you can drag him away.
I am aware. That's why I was holding my action. Does it require me an action to pick him up, or can I use my action to dash with him?
You can grab onto him and just reduce half your speed. It's fine.
Then I like to use my action to dash.
Okay.
With him.
Yeah, you only walked 10 feet, so I think you only walked 10 feet. Where are you heading towards, Service?
Back over here, behind the door.
All right. So that was only, I think you were here, so 10 feet. Grab onto him. Remaining feet would be 10, so you got here. And then another 15. So yeah, right next to him.
All right, Tolwyn, move. Okay. I tell Kaithal as I move, run back and close the door.
Okay. Anything else?
I take it that I couldn't. No, there's nothing else I can do.
If you have a bonus action.
I don't have a bonus action to use.
Okay.
Like I can't do an action. I don't have anything.
That's okay.
Fast it's for a bonus action.
Just FYI, just so we all remember, if I remember correctly, when we moved Earth to excavate the doors, we broke them off their hinges.
You broke over the hinges, yes.
I thought we did something to lock them back.
No.
No, we broke them and left them.
They're just leaning against the walls.
Well, I just thought it would be safer to come back here.
Yeah. You also took
I think
the metal beam that was forcibly closing them.
Oh, yep.
So even if you had the doors closed, there's nothing locking them currently. Except maybe your bodies? Take it in, you're up.
Well,
I will say anyone among you can hold your action until such and such goes. I'm not saying that's what you should do. I'm just saying, remember, you can hold your action or hold your turn.
so I can still see at least one of them out there, right?
At this distance, you can still see them. You just can't really discern effectively how to attack them. The ones to the right are hard to see. In fact, the one with the red dot, you can't even see at all. Actually,
I
the
can see
one
one.
next
That's
to the rock,
I'll
you
just-
probably can't see since it's so big.
And whatever one I can see, I just fling the meteors right at him. Explode in space.
Honestly, probably the one behind the rock.
Okay. I have 2 left. I'm gonna use them.
Yeah.
I fling them.
I'm just gonna check just in case I'm not robbing you of something. No, the rock would be covering them. The wall would be covering them. Yeah, just that dude.
I could move up, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna stay where I'm at. Just
Yeah.
blast them there.
Using your bonus action, you send out 2 meteors in the area. They explode behind this thing, whatever it is, to not hit the rock, because he's very, very hurt. It explodes in the area, and dexterity.
Yep. Dex save DC
Yeah,
14.
this guy, whatever they are, do get hit by the full extent of the blow. Once again, you do see the silhouette form, the weird 6 arms, and the whole weird not flexing, but weird gestation of movement. Tell me anything else.
I'm going to my action. Let's see. What about? Wait. Yeah, why not? I'm just gonna shoot him. Boom. Give me one of those. Nice. So I do 9 force damage. Ooh.
I mean, 10. It takes the full assault. But you still have your action. You still have your movement.
Yeah, but
you can hold either.
I lost connection here. I clicked magic missile. I don't know if it's going to show up, but I did 3 damage on 3 bolts. Or yeah, so I think I rolled a D. I think I rolled a 2 on D3 there.
What was the spell?
Yeah, magic missile.
Oh yeah, you just auto hit.
2 on the D4. Yeah.
Do you remember the number?
Yeah, I rolled a 2, so I got 3 for each one. It's only 3 bolts, so it's another 9 damage.
Okay. Shooting out the bolts, they do sink into this creature, and it does hit them for 9 points of damage. They are hurt, but not heavily, and they might be close to bloodied, but not quite there. As you hold position and move.
I'm gonna move back probably, or actually no, I forgot I have more AC than I think both of them. I forgot. I was thinking of a different wizard. Anyway, now I'm gonna, I guess, stay in front of Kaithal and Tolwyn, kind of dancing around, protecting them.
You move like 5 feet, so you can stand in front of Tolwyn, and Kaithal can get behind you. All right.
There you go. I'm coming back here.
Tolwyn.
Yeah, that's all I can do.
I'm gonna fudge a little bit. You can do the save at the start of your turn.
Oh, okay. First thing I have to do though is I forgot I need to roll for concentration.
Oh yeah.
So I need to roll. It's half the damage, so 11.
Hmm.
Con roll.
You're fine.
Cool. All right. And then I'll do an
Yeah,
intelligence.
you're in
save.
Service's aura anyway, so +4, so you're fine.
Right. I feel better.
Nice. I don't like players not being able to do anything, so start your turn and save.
No, in my game, I just have them just be stunned for 1 round, just because I hate that 1 minute. So like it's the whole rest of the battle.
Mhm.
It's so brutal.
Yeah. But you're managed to able to stabilize yourself once more, Tolwyn, for this active round. I'll do this for everyone if someone of you gets stunned this way or another, but only once. Tolwyn, you already used yours. Anyways, Tolwyn, your move to act.
Bonus action. I'm gonna turn into a direwolf.
You fill up a good amount of the space here.
And yeah, direwolf is a large creature, right? Yeah, large
I believe
creature.
so.
Yeah. So I'm gonna move to kind of like stand in the doorway.
All right, you can definitely do that, but you can definitely do that. The problem is you are very big.
I think my token's too big right now.
Oh, it might
I think
be.
it should only be 10 by 10, right? Yeah, large.
Oh, I think I did
I think
accidentally
it
do
should
that.
be the size of
There we
the
go.
rock. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna stand there, kind of like doing sort of what Kaithal had Durak doing, and then
Like, no one's gonna be able to get past you. That's for sure.
yeah, and then I'm gonna use my action because I'm still concentrating on the call lightning to call down a lightning bolt right next to the one with the red dot on it.
All right. I'm gonna fudge a little bit. You saw it go there. You were perceptive enough. As Talon cheats and throws out a mine whip, the thunder explodes in the area, making a dexterity save. Nah, it doesn't pass. The thunder roars in, gutting into the area, and you can tell you hear a thud hit the ground.
Okay. And that is everything I got.
Okay. The next creature moves forwards into the designated area where you're at. Nope, still can't see
If
it.
it moves past the rock, does he get a op attack?
He would if he did.
I don't know if it doesn't call out that he does, as far as I know.
No. I mean, like, they didn't
I
go
will say
past their threshold.
Oh, I guess they're still within his boundaries.
Still within his
so
range.
They haven't walked out. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got you.
Oh, thank you, Ranger.
I have to make a roll. Da-da-da. Okay. I feel like I keep doing this, but it is what they would do. They're going to attack your dog.
That's fine. That's what he's there for. He is called a steel defender for a reason.
That is true. As this thing gets closer, but not close enough that they're going to hit you, they feel, or at least Kaithal, you see them move their hands, all 6 of them, and then you can tell that nothing seems to have worked. Whatever they were trying to do, nothing worked. So they instead look towards your hound and begin to just thrash at them with all 6 hands. Does 18 hit?
18 does hit, yes.
Okay. Kaithal, does your dog have a heart, lung, brain kind of thing? Or is it like fully mechanical?
Fully mechanical.
Okay. You do hear a large crash as all 6 hands just hit the thing, perforating it, and it just hits the ground. I'm going to say with its 9 health left, it does not pass.
Okay, done. Durak is done. He's on the ground.
Currently broken, needs to be fixed.
Okay. That is... I understand.
I don't like even attacking your dog.
That's
I
okay.
don't.
That's what it's there for.
I know.
And it was this one here that did that?
It was.
Is that correct?
I'll mark them in blue.
Good. Just wanting to know. All right.
As the one gets closer to you, you can tell that this thing gets close enough that you can see it. Well, close enough that you can see it. Kaithal, go ahead and roll for me history. You get no advantage on this. You just get lucky or not. Or unlucky in some cases.
History. Where's my history? Right there.
Oh, nice. Maybe. As you begin to see what this thing is, as it draws closer to you, you do see its form, its visage. You see something with tendrils moving about all over its face. As you see what's known to you, accidentally you did read a book. Oops, accidentally copied. As you know them in the books, they are known as creatures that go for the mind. Creatures that can technically cast magic, but in a way that is fundamentally not correct or at odds with what you fundamentally know. It's one of the reasons why you studied, or at least why you decided to go with mechanical constructs, because if there's a way to form magic without necessarily needing to know magic, you decided to venture in forth and discover this thing. What you see before you, you know it as a mind flare. It is very hard to find these things because they mostly live in the Underdark. And since you've never been there, you've only heard stories about them, about their psychic abilities, about their tendrils just able to pierce and render things heavily and damage them heavily, which explains your dog.
Gotcha. As that happens, or as I notice it, I yell back to into the cave, Illithids! Or I don't know if they know what Illithid is, but I yell Illithid because I guess that's what I would call them from the Feywild.
Potentially, yeah. Let's see here. This one hasn't used
It's a technical name. But... Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. This one hasn't used its effect yet, so it will try to do this. 60-foot cone. Yeah, I can get everyone. Except for your bird again. Everyone go ahead and roll for me an intelligence saving throw.
Question. Does it require unobtrusive? Does it matter if there's an object in the way?
It doesn't say. It just says cone. I'll just read it out loud for verbatim. The mind flare magically emits psychic energy in a 60-foot cone. Each creature in that area must succeed a DC saving throw of something, intelligence save, or take 22, 48 plus 4, the psychic damage, and be stunned for 1 minute. A creature can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on itself or on a success.
What type of stun is it?
It just says stunned.
Stunned is a condition. It imposes incapacitated and also adds it imposes incapacitated, which means you can't take actions or reactions. But stunned also says that you can't move, and can speak only falteringly. Automatically fails strength and dex saving throws. Attack rolls against you have advantage.
Yeah.
Stun sucks.
Stun does suck. Talon, go ahead and roll for me as well, because you are in the effect. Your bird is fine. Your bird is MVP right now.
Yeah, he's chilling in the
Oh, also your bird can see. So when you pierce through the eyes of your bird, you can see this thing.
So what type of saving throw?
Intelligence.
20.
Okay.
The
I
paladin
think
never makes a
everyone
save,
except for
though.
Kaithal gets a bonus. But even Cerberus, with your bonus, you do not pass. So everyone minus, ironically enough, Cerberus, you all do pass, and you take 10 points of damage, of psychic damage, as it begins to give you a very bad headache. But none of you are succumbing to it, except for Cerberus, as you just hit the ground in one knee and begin to, well, not thematically, and are stunned for a minute. You already know the rules. I already said it beforehand. I will make it at the start of your turn. So in case you do pass it, you get your turn. But I'm only doing this once. So you will use your turn next time. Kaithal.
How much damage?
All right.
How much damage?
For you, it's the total 22. For everyone else, it is 11.
All right. So, Mr. Hurt My Dog over here.
You believe
I
they're
look
probably all
straight-
illithids.
Yeah, I'm guessing the other one's an illithid also. But this guy right here, I am going to, with telekinesis, yank him 30 or 35, I forget what it is, 30 feet,
30 feet.
straight up into the air.
Right.
Straight up into the air.
I do believe
and
they
let
get
go.
a strength check, but they have a 0.
Yes, they do have a strength check. But yes, it
Flat
will
roll.
be a...
It is a 4.
All right, so he goes straight up into the air 30 feet and then falls down 30 feet.
You use your second energy to just catapult this thing into the air and then just drop him. As they do so, I believe it's 2d6 for 10 feet.
2d6 and then 1d6 after that. So
4d6.
46, yeah.
All right. As they just stumble and fall into the ground, taking... Actually, you roll it. What am I doing? This is your damage. And I rolled 2 once.
4d6 right there.
All right, a little bit better.
A little bit better.
It hits the ground, feeling some damage. It is, I'm going to say, considered prone right now, so if you do take a melee attack against it, we'll have advantage.
Okay. Well, no, that
But
was
you
my
do have to
action,
get
so-
closer, so I do not recommend.
Yeah, no, that was my action anyway.
All right.
So that's that, and
Wait,
da-da-da-da-da.
you dropped him?
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Mhm.
The next time, pick
Okay.
him up and hold him and turn him away from us.
Okay.
All right.
Next time I will. But
Yeah, sorry, so late, I just thought of it.
I don't think I have a bonus action that I can use, so that will end my turn.
All right. That person's dead, so Cerberus, we will end likely the session with you.
Yeah, it's
Who
late.
died?
Yeah, go ahead, Cerberus.
Yeah.
I mean, like, after your turn, we will end the session.
Oh,
Hold on.
Intelligence save.
Use your channel.
Roll an intelligence
I-
save, see if it matters there
Yeah,
first.
it just says stunned, man. It doesn't give me, like, magically stunned. It's just stunned.
What
Yeah.
save do I need to make?
Intelligence. You do not pass, I'm afraid. So as you try to harbor in and move forwards, your body is not allowing you to move. It is paralyzing itself, not out of fear, but out of restraint of the mind. Your circuitry, everything around you doesn't seem to want to actually move. And with these things, whatever these illithing things are called, you vaguely remember the name, but you've never heard... Well, no. You vaguely remember hearing a name of like that, but based off of your background, you would know Mind Flare, not Illithid. So, hard to tell what this thing is. And, well, without really a clue, except for maybe Kaithal's own insight on things, things will maybe get worse as there's still the fourth guy that has yet to move towards you.
Damn.
Yes.
There's the fourth guy.
If any of these enemies come within 10 feet of me and I'm still paralyzed, there is something I can do.
Cool. Well, with that, and with a potential thing you can do, Cerberus, we will end this session here for today, as it is late for some of you guys, and I want to make sure you sleep as we end the session for today.
Yeah.